breaking news today.
Please subscribe and check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
For the past 8 years, Obama wiped his backside with our Constitution and did everything in his power to bring this country down. One of his tactics for destroying our country was letting in as many unvetted people as possible into America, where he refused to close our southern border so ISIS and violent gang members could easily come pouring through. One of our heroes to stand up to Obama's treachery was Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who began rounding up Obama's illegals and shipping them back to their homelands where they belonged, much to the wrath and horror of our terrorist-loving president. Standing up to Obama didn't end well for Sheriff Joe, as we all know, as the Arizona official would then be smacked with a 6-month prison sentence for merely upholding the Constitution and enforcing federal law. Obama's minion in the form of liberal District Judge Susan R. Bolton outrageously claimed that the sheriff was committing a crime by detaining people based off their immigration status. Sheriff Joe was thankfully pardoned by President Trump shortly after, but went on to describe the horrors of abuse he endured as a result of Obama's investigation into him. Now Sheriff Joe has just made a shocking announcement about what he's planning to do to get revenge on Obama, and every single liberal in America is collectively losing their minds over the news. According to breaking reports from Fox News, former Maricopa County, Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio told the Daily Beast Thursday that he is seriously considering running for the U.S. Senate to replace the retiring Jeff Flake. The Daily Beast reached out to Arpaio shortly after Representative Trent Franks, Republican Arizona, announced his resignation over discussions with 2 female staffers about whether they would consider being a surrogate mother. Arpaio described Franks as a great man, and a great friend, and it's a great loss for Arizona and our country. Should Arpaio enter the race, he would be joining a crowded Republican primary field that includes Representative Martha McSally and former State Senator Kelly Ward. Ward, who was leading Flake by 26 points in one poll taken before the incumbent chose not to run, is backed by former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon. Could you imagine the incredible badassery we'd witness if Sheriff Joe was a member of the U.S. Senate? He'd be an incredibly ally to President Trump, as the sheriff has always been a very vocal supporter of Trump, even before Trump was elected president. It will be fun to watch Obama and all his minions' heads collectively explode over the news, as they pitch the gigantic tantrum following the news of President Trump pardoning the sheriff several months ago. Liberals tried to make the asinine claim that Trump had violated the Constitution by pardoning the sheriff, even though Joe was merely upholding federal law by going after these illegals. What's always amazing is the startling level of liberal hypocrisy that exists over the ongoing immigration issue. Liberals want to use the Constitution as their basis for hateful attacks on Sheriff Joe, but at the same time, they'll ignore the long list of liberal mayors and governors currently violating both the Constitution and federal law by harboring illegals in their sanctuary cities. They say that revenge is a dish best served cold, and for Sheriff Joe, who was by his own admission abused by Obama, and then wrongfully convicted of a crime, the time for sweet revenge is now.